But maybe it was what I was getting at is maybe I'll get to see some kind of a launch in Cape Canaveral. It's a lot of freaking launch space activity, you know. All right, there we go. Chris, you just got unmuted there. I just muted you. Again, in case you didn't want to be unmuted, it automatically unmuted you. And then Cameron, I'm going to make you co-host. And Rebecca, and maybe we got RJ. RJ, you got to set your alarm clock earlier. Got to go to sleep a little earlier. One less beer per day, buddy. You can make it. I know you can do it. All right, there we go. You guys are all co-hosts now. I remember when I made one of you guys host, and I was like, shit, where did everything go? I just gave you the keys to the whole kingdom here. All right, so it looks like, okay, if we go over to the QQQ, you can see it over here. Okay, rates. Good morning, everybody. First of all, everyone watching the stream, good morning. Welcome. Rates are down to 2.92% this morning. We go take a look at that. You can see we're in somewhat of a downtrend on rates, which matches up a little bit with oil. Check out crude right now. So you can see that crude in the downtrend after that uptick there. And then go back to rates, and you can see that similar shape. And we're getting kind of a head and shouldering on rates, and something similar in oil. Oil being a very leading indicator for inflation, and that it may have topped. It's very surprising too, because we had projections for $150 a barrel on oil, but now it's 98. Right now it's 90, almost $99 a barrel. It's good for gas prices. It does ease things a little bit. Maybe, like I had talked about, we have hit bottom, possibly. Let's see what happens this earnings season here. But if we have, fantastic, then be ready, because it could be time to start to throw money into the market in the next few weeks and months. Don't worry, don't get too much FOMO. Don't get crazy about it. There's going to be lots of indications. When things go up, they then pull back, and we'll know it, and then when they re-break, that's 4 points to an uptrend, so that'll be good. Anyway, rates are down this morning a little bit. Yesterday, they were at basically 3% all day. Now they're at 2.9% roughly, and have come down for 3 days in a row there. Then that is good for growth. That's good for growth stocks. And I'm seeing a rally come through this morning pre-market on the Qs. We have almost 3 minutes till the market opens, and I'm seeing that on the industrials, and I'm seeing that on the S&P 500. So we're roughly broadly indicating to push up a little bit here at the open. Now, we've had that many times before after we've topped after a rally. We've opened a little bit higher than the close the prior day, which was pulled back, went up a bit, never broke the high of the prior day, and then eventually reversed down, broke the low of the day, and then had a hard fall. That's happened many times all this year. So that's what today could be. So you heard it here first, that is a possibility. So watch your, don't get in something you can't get out of, okay? That's a good one. Don't get in something you can't get out of. And if indeed we do not break yesterday's high, be watching yesterday's high on the indices and on any stocks that you're trading that are part of those indices, or are very strong leader type stocks. Watch if they break yesterday's high. That will be a good sign for the market. Yeah, Chris says he's sitting on his hands. Yeah, good idea. Or maybe you're talking about when you got unmuted, but same deal. All right, we've got a minute and 30 seconds till the market opens. Momentum wise, GOEV showing the strongest momentum at the moment. GOEV, I think they're an alternative charger, or they provide pipeline supplies for charging businesses. I forget, but they're involved in EV, and perhaps all EV stocks might get a little bit of a broad boost this morning, and that could be why GOEV is up. I haven't looked at it, but that's typically what's going on. And then Indo also popped a lot on the news that they found some more oil than they had expected during their drilling. So INDO popped, but it's been pulling back also. And so perhaps that's been priced in, but perhaps not. I mean, the Indo really can fly. So we'll be watching Indo, and I'd be watching for a break over $8. I think $8 would be a nice early entry. If it gets over $8.90, or let's just say $9, that would be a later entry, higher probability, more confirmed. Okay, we've got 15 seconds until the market opens. Let's see what happens. We're watching Indo, GOEV, this other one called HSTO and VS, and a couple of others. Here we go, 5 seconds to the open. Let's see what happens on Indo. If it pops over $8 on good volume and can continue, it could be worthwhile. There we go. Okay, Indo's dropping, 760. Okay, so that's good because it will really mean something when it breaks over 8. Did you guys ever see the movie U-Turn? Oh, does that ticket mean something to you? Well, my girl means something to me. I don't know if U-Turn's one of my favorite movies, kind of an obscure movie by Oliver Stone. That was Joaquin Phoenix, by the way, who I was just quoting. ACLX, HCP. I've got some alerts coming up here. Nope, nothing there. The market itself is rallying at the open. Good deal there, but I'd be a little bit scared of that. Be careful. If anybody has a holding you need me to check on that we've alerted, let me know, and I'd be happy to check it out for you at the open. Remember, don't make any moves on any gap opens or surprise movements on your holdings for at least 5 minutes, maybe 4. But give it a few minutes here and then see which way it finally goes and chooses to go. Okay, so we are grinding up slightly at the open on the market. BABA over 111 and NVIDIA over 152. Okay, let me take a quick look at that. Okay. 100, yeah, at 112 it gets over the 21 EMA, by the way. So that could be somewhat uplifting movement, yeah. NVIDIA over 152. Well, it already is. So are you in that trade now? Yeah, so Indo is crapping out, and GOEV also is. Let me take a look at Apple. That was a leader earlier. Apple with a very strong chart, and it is now up and over an entry area there. And this would be an early entry, higher risk, lower probability entry on Apple, but I am alerting it. Early entry.
Alert.
Stop at like 140, 450, 146, 450. So $2 of risk. Have any of you gotten to the point where you can pretty easily do calculations in your head now with the 1% calculation? I think after a certain point, you're able to do that. Randy says, absolutely, RJ. Yeah. Well, of course, yeah. I mean, it's always going to be rough. But, after a while, I would say it never becomes, it gets to almost second nature, but it never fully becomes second nature. But the calculations get a lot easier. It just makes sense. You just start to mathematically get it, and it becomes quite easy. And you start to even learn how to fudge it a little bit one way or the other, So yeah, That's awesome. All right, GOEV is trying, says Randy. And Rebecca's on about FFIE again. Rebecca, is it on high volume or not? Because we just don't want to get too get trapped. And she's like, oh, forgot about that volume thing. Also, we need a high percentage move on high volume. Otherwise it's just back alley trading of back alley trading, and it's a little bit sketchy. All right, Apple doing its thing. It's doing all right. The market has starting to pull back, but it looks like Apple is not. So Apple remaining strong. The market pulling back to near the open. There was something I was looking to do right now, and I cannot remember what it is. Yeah, I wanted to look at all my positions. That's what it was. But again, if you need me to look at anything, let me know, guys. And then I also wanted to check if there's any other. Oh, I know what it was. It was the Apple swing alert. That's what it was. Early entry, low probability, higher risk, $2 of risk to stop. And let's let everybody know. So that's Apple early entry trigger there. And I'm up 0.5% already. So far so good. Fingers crossed. It's nice to have that padding. And also, as we talked about, I think in class last week or at some point, when you get the timing right, that's what it should be like. That's how you know when the timing is right. GLSI halt. Wow, very nice. A 20% pop at the open from GLSI. Halted now at $12. You got some time to look up the news? Let's get the news, guys. Oh, Rebecca, I thought Rebecca gave that to me. Good job, Chris. Either way. Good teamwork, guys. All right, what I want to check in is anything that's not going my way. PLRX. I just want to dump anything not working. Yeah, I'm just about giving back a 10% gain on that. So I'm going to dump. Wait a minute. Did I already convert that to a free ride? That might be in a free ride. Let me double check that. No, that's not one of my free rides. So I'm just going to fully cut that. Small position, high risk. I was holding PLRX. I'm cutting that. We'll be coming out of that halt in 2 minutes on GLSI. If anybody's got the news on that, let's get it. Go check Stock Twits. Everybody's usually talking about it over there. Oh, by the way, if any of you do live in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or Florida, private message me, and maybe we can grab a drink as I'm driving through. I mean flying, because I'll be driving fast. GLSI removal of phase 3 clinical trial. Removal of phase 3 clinical trial. I guess, and somehow that was good news. Okay, yeah, see, this goes to show how I am not a biopharmaceutical expert trader, and that can be a really good thing, though, to get good at that. Should probably be something I should try to master maybe next year. All right, I'm short the Qs. I really was thinking it would follow through to the downside today. It is not. I'm probably going to cut here. Apple is certainly really leading and is buffering that out, but I don't want to take any more losses there. Yeah. Oh yeah, Apple just went over the 2 prior highs. That's a momentum shift. So I am buying to cover my Qs short at the open here. Okay, here we go on GLSI coming out of the halt in 3 seconds. 2, 1. All right, it's not out of the halt, so they're holding it a little bit longer than it was slated for, to equalize imbalances in the supply and demand. And it's indicating to open at 12.8. So there'll probably be some instant selling. And so there'll be some instant pullback. And so you might get a good fill at 12. Whoops. Hello. At 12 or even 11.5. So you could maybe put a buy order in for 11.5. But GLSI going crazy. Apple up almost over 1% already. Yeah, no, but if we can get over yesterday's high, it could be a very good sign, but we do need to get over yesterday's high. But you see, Apple has already done that, and we talked about this last week in class, and maybe you weren't there, JR, but what the leaders do can be more important than what the indices are doing, because the indices are comprised of the leaders. All right, so GLSI holding over, it's indicating to open at 13. That's definitely going to create some insta selling, insta take profits, if you will, which will make the price just go, it'll whip down probably when it opens. And so if you have a buy order at 11.5, we could make a laddered buy setup. You know, who knows, maybe you'll get 11.01, put in 11.51, put in 11.81, put in a 12.01, a 1251. Baba had a perfect 111 rejection to short and you missed it. All right. We are trending up towards yesterday's high on the Qs and on SPY, S&P 500. And let me check the Dow. So it's getting close. Fingers crossed, but Apple's already done so. Let me check Tesla. Tesla's far away from that possibility. Tesla having a hard time on that one. When will Apple be reporting? Let me double check on that. What are some of the biggest reporters this week, if anybody knows, for the earnings seasons? Give me the top three. Top three, let me take a look at those. Let's see what they're up to. Yeah, I see that. GLSI, yep, we're on it. Reanimated Mind. Yes, Reanimated Mind. It's the name of the dude. He's the dude following the dude. The period. All right, Delta. Okay, so airlines this week. Okay. Let's take a look at Delta. Delta with very good relative strength. Look at that. I mean, if you guys have learned how to read relative strength now, you already know the markets and their pattern. It's just been making higher highs and in some cases higher lows every day this week, in the last few weeks rather. And today went over yesterday and the prior days and the last like 7 days highs, just plowed through 5 previous days highs right now, Delta Airlines. So, it's another good sign. Very interesting. So this market may very well, I forget the word, but anyway, shift past yesterday's highs. Wells Fargo, Citibank, BLK, BlackRock. BlackRock not looking good. Wells Fargo, not looking great. Citibank, so a lot of financials. You gave me all financials. C, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Healthcare. That's going to probably be in a good shape. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Very bullish on healthcare. Another financial. Not looking good. Airline. Oh, no. Sorry. I thought American Airlines. Alcoa, of course. Materials on the down turn. Materials going to be raw materials going to be a little bit more like inflation. We hit 14.29 instantly on GLSI. It has not dropped below 13, and it is now pushing at 13.6. It is out of the halt on GLSI. Yep. And it hit 14.29 out of a halt at 12. That's pretty hot. Okay, if it falls below 13 here, it could go test 12 quite easily. If it doesn't, I mean, it gets over 14, I think that's your green light, It's hitting around 13.5 right now. I will not be able to monitor like this when I'm on the road tomorrow. So hopefully some of you have level 2 information. There it goes over 14. I think that's the green light, potentially. Good sign that it's going to make new highs here. You might want to put your risk on to like 12 or 13 breakdown. You understand, like when this thing halts down, could be a freaking disaster. So you take it light. Don't be a hero. Take it easy. I'm going to look at the dollar currency. Okay, we got somewhat of a topping candle on currency, DXY. The ETF to buy in that case, if you ever want that, is UUP. So there, GLSI crapping out, went below 13. I'd get out. It's going to halt at 12.19 if it gets down there. If you were in it, that's not a good sign, because if it halts to the downside, could open up at 10, 9, 8. We don't know what's going to happen here anytime on these stocks. So you just have to have a strategy and have a way you play them. 1234, 1237. Dennis, it would be Thursday night. And no, I'm not. But I was letting everybody know beforehand. Well, I will if I'm at a hotel and comfortably all set up. So I will, and I'll try to make that happen, because I have a lot of cool things I want to talk to you about this week. But if not, I have access to all prior classes, and what I'll do is I'll find like 3 prior classes, and I'll post them. So you have more than enough, in order for me to make up for my apology for missing class. I'll post 3 classes for you to temporarily be able to watch while I'm on the road. 3 prior classes, probably on separate subjects. That's likely to be what I'll do. So you'll be happy. Maybe I'll post something about options, learning about options too, because I haven't spoke on that in like a year. And I know a lot of you want to become more of an expert at options. And, but the end result is do not trade with options. So, right now I'll probably pick some things that are on point for the way the market is. Something about bottoms, maybe something about rallies, staying tight, taking quick profits, hedging, stuff like that. All right, let's see here. Okay, all right. Mac asks, Do you think the labor shortages will affect Delta Airlines? They're canceling 10% of all flights daily for the past couple of months. So it's very similar to everything. Canceling flights stops bleeding. Like, imagine you run an airline and the flights on those airplanes. Okay, we're halting on GLSI. We hit a halt level at 1183. 1183 on GLSI. It just hit a halt level. I mean, this thing is totally crapping out. Imagine you got the airlines and all your flights are half booked. There's lots of vacant seats. So removing the supply so it can match with demand will equalize all of your costs and pricings and the resources that you're using up. You know, it's just everything's supply and demand in the world. It's just the physics, it's nature. So, well, then that's even better, Mac. You know, if they're going to be canceling and the demand is there, then what they're doing is they're controlling their hard costs, and they're creating they're causing prices to rise. Will that deter customers? That remains to be seen. But if the demand is there, then the demand is there, and that will help make up for the other side. So I think they're probably making good moves. You certainly want to remove any hemorrhaging during these times. That is where layoffs will be coming from. I'm saying airlines, I'm just saying this concept of hemorrhaging as a company. But the thing is that that can be really good for business. So that's what makes it a very dynamic and hard to quantify thing. Because if let's say Apple, no, is a good not a great example, but let's say Apple cuts 50% of their workforce. At first, 50% of their workforce and maybe 50% of their production line. At first, the thought is, holy cow, this sucker's going to go to the ground. But then when they report their next quarter, they're going to show massive profits because they've stopped the hemorrhaging where the hemorrhaging was, and with massive profits, you can do a lot as a company. You can pay down your debts. You can prepare for expansion. So it's an odd dynamic thing. But you always got to be looking at everything. ADC. Right now, I'm getting an alert on this. ADC. Interesting. Okay. Let me see what the risk is on that. Wow, 3.53%. Could be a decent entry here for a swing trade on this one, ADC. Doesn't look like the selling volume is really over on it, though. I'm going to say no. Let me take a look at the financials. They have had increasing revs and increasing profits, and their margins have been staying the same. No, we have to alert that. We got to get into ADC. And after that, I want to check EXLS and IMCTA. Okay, I'm alerting ADC into Swing 100. An interesting trade for sure. We'll see if it follows through. If it does follow through, then this will have been determined to be a good entry point. It's like about $2.50 of risk. FYI. Sometimes I got to whip out the calculator. Can't always do that in my head. Divided by 2.5, that's not easy. All right, I'm in. I'm in everything that I've most things that
Hey,
I.
Evan,
Hello, yeah.
ORMP is moving pretty well.
Oh, okay. That has been a previous mover. Pulling it up. Oh yeah, it's up to $11 from about almost $9. And is it moving right now, or is it halted? RMP.
Not halted yet.
Grinding up. Very nice curve on ORMP. These bars are getting taller. And you'll watch out for the expansion of pullback bars. And let's find out what the news is while we're potentially getting into this. ORMP. We're getting some reversal back on Apple and on the market. The market has turned red and might be cutting through yesterday's close. KSPN, Chris says, has halted. Okay, Caspian Holdings has halted. Okay. No, it hasn't halted. Okay. But it has popped. Oh, it was in a halt. Okay, I see why you said that. It was in a halt, but it's out of the halt the last like 7 minutes. And playing around with the $7 level. Okay, ORMP is experiencing its first pullback. So go ahead and let it. And then when you get a strong green over red on the 1 minute or 2 minute chart, that could be an entry. KSPN signaling an entry right now at 727 if you wanted KSPN. Not sure how much that'll move. I really don't know. Actually, it could move a lot. Because yesterday it went from $2.50 to $7, roughly, and 50 cents. So it moved up 300% yesterday. Okay, we're getting almost a green over red, almost on ORMP. If you can get over $11, that will be a good sign. ORMP. Depending on how you trade, one idea is you can get in a little bit on pullbacks, get in a little bit more on green over red, and then get in the final bit on breakout. There goes KSPN. Looks like it's going to halt. 764 is the next halt level. It's at hit 762. So it's really close to halting. 745 right now. It did break above that 725 level. 750. All right, we're getting really close. 760, 764. There's the halt level. It is slamming up against the limit up. And 764, it's about to halt. Looks like it's holding. It's going to halt. Your last chance to get in is it's over. And we are halting. Halted. Indicating to open at $8 at the moment on KSPN. 7.9. GLSI crapping out. ORMP did not do a green over red. So see what I mean? It's nice to kind of like spread potentially your entry trigger criteria. Kind of pull back. Right now it's pulled back to the 8 MA on the 1 minute chart for the first time. So it's a real momentum shift on ORMP. It's going to need to pick up some more interested buyers or play the patty cake game. You know, people are going to need to exit. Okay, there's green over red on ORMP. So that could be a second entry signal. And then 1095 will be the high of the day break. Wow, you caught one, Chris. Okay, we're back below green over red's point. 10.8 and fighting. We are getting increasing volume. We have 10 seconds to go on this 1 minute candle that I'm looking at here. Yeah, but it looks good volume wise. Let's see if we can follow through on this next candle. Here we go. Fucking computers. Yeah, there it goes. It looks like algorithmic trading, was waiting for that candle to complete. So obvious. Okay, and now the Qs are breaking down. They did not get over yesterday's high. And they're pulling back. Boom! There was the ORMP high of the day break. Third entry signal. With the almost insta pullback. That's not a great sign. But let's see how fast it can recover. I would give it no more than like 20 seconds to play around with your heart there. Yeah, ORMP is now crapped out. 10.6 would have been the bottom of the consolidation area. Okay, we should be opening in 2 minutes on KSPN. ORMP, they announced they're presenting their oral vaccine in August. Okay. At Canaccord. That was the news. Gotcha. Yeah, and that might be it on ORMP. The market may stay at heightened levels of volatility until after these fall elections. I forgot it. Yeah, not huge news. I remember when a producer I was working with when I was in my early 20s on a film, a producer called me and said, "Hey, Evan, how are you? I've got not great news." And that was very clever. I like the way he said that. I've got not great news. It really prepared me for a gut punch nicely. I've got not great news. So it could be good news, you see. It's very interesting use of the contrapositive. If you ever need to let somebody down easy, that's I think a very nice technique. I've got not great news. That's what I had to do to a car dealership recently. I had to walk in and say to my salesman, "Yeah, I've got not great news for you this morning. We did follow through at another dealership." But it was nice to preface it with the not great news. He's still freaked out, but all right. KSPN just opened and it hit 8.3, but it's pulling back. A lot of selling going in the 8s area. Okay, it's picking up. It went all the way down to almost 7.5. But it's picked up again. And if it can break over 8.3, there might be some momentum there. KSPN, boom, there it is. It hit 8.5 roughly. 8.4999. And it is around 8.56. We just hit 8.66 KSPN. Definitely not a Faguzi on KSPN. I'm going to put that in pole position on my system here so I can monitor it a little bit more surgically. There we go. So this indicates that we are definitely going in the other direction today. This is the big drop I was talking about. The opposite has happened. We are now completing and continuing the pullback on that recent rally. This is what I was talking about, going up, not completing the day, coming back, turning red on the day, and then going down hard. That is happening on the market right now. Whether you want to play it short, that's up to you. Good idea to have positions that are short so that on days like these, those hedges activate for you. Interesting. All right, let's try swing trading dorm. Alerting that. All right, well done, Chris. Got across that 1% finish line. Sounds like. I'm gonna up this little something to make some room for this. All right. KSPN pulling back for the last 3 minutes. Watch for a green over red. Okay, we're roughly getting green over red action on KSPN. Not necessarily a significant set of candles, though. Just be watching the level 2, be watching the volume, because you only want to get in when there's momentum. You just want to jump on the river flow. There we go. That was a nice price movement there. Certainly when price can go over the high of prior 2 candles, that is a momentum shift. Let's see if that's freed up enough for me to grab my allocation on this dorm. Probably not. No, not enough. All right. Kind of don't want to get rid of much else here. Maybe this WD-40 short, although I really like having my shorts. But all right. Let's close that out. By the time I get to dorm, maybe I will have pulled back. Let me double check. No, still looking good. There we go. All right, this KSPN, putting in a nice little consolidation area. You've been trading lows, scalping it. Interesting. All right. Yeah, it's been on a bullish run for the last 7 or 8 sessions. Okay. All right, we're getting some more positive movement on KSPN. It really needs to consolidate for a couple more minutes. A breakout right now could definitely be a fake out. And there goes KSPN. 8.6 breakout there, hit 8.88. Yeah, and that's that fake out that I thought it might be. It needed more minutes to consolidate off of that low that it put in. Yeah. Thanks, RJ. It's a matter of sort of supply and demand, liquidity, volume, more than price. The pattern's just too quick. If you have that secondary drop like we had 3-4 minutes ago, and it recovers quickly, that's great. But it then needs to, well, do what it's doing. Frankly, it needs to just chill out for a while. If it goes up too fast, the risk is too wide for all people who are in it because of the pivot points, the way it's constructed. They know that, and so it puts people on edge. It puts the trades on edge. It puts the risk in that moment on edge. You really just want to see that nice, like this, everything kind of smoothing out, like almost like an ABCD pattern. Just everything's kind of maybe a flat top wedging or any kind of cheat like wedging, some higher lows forming, everything kind of tightening up, not widening, tightening up. And that's why if you were to break the high, that would be a fake out because it's the opposite of what's necessary. Let's see, IRMD. Hershey. Yeah, doing okay on Hershey. I've got a short on LI that I was a hedge. Now it's a short, and I've released my long on LI Auto. All right. All right. Well, that's good. I'm going to leave. I have another account with almost 90% in cash. I'm going to leave that for the end of the day. Let's see what comes up at the end of the day. I'll plant some seeds there. So that's it for this morning. And that looks like a failed retest, fake down, breakdown on KSPN. That usually indicates the backside of the trade. It could be hours before KSPN activates again. As has been typical lately, nothing has really lasted more than 30 minutes or 45 minutes on the day. Yep. Thank you, everybody. Have a good morning. And I'll see you in our trading group. If you want to come join our trading group, you're out there. somewhere, you can click the link, come on over to our trading group, check it out for free, and look forward to seeing you. All right. Have a good morning, everybody. Momentum Buddies Unite. Yeah, join the, what is it called? It doesn't have a name now. Come on over a live trader lounge for anybody who wants to trade together. Buddy trading. Never trade alone. I don't know. I just made that up. All right.